ipmNation.com.
Why is everybody whispering? There's no need to whisper. It's time to give everyone a preview of what's happening this week on IPM Nation. IPM Nation Sneak Speak, kicking around the week ahead.
You know, just as it goes, Matt, that might be the coolest music I have in the sound cart. And
cool.
You'll be happy to know that I even know what it means to say sound cart after all this. Yeah,
That's great.
Yeah, thank you very much. Good evening, friends and family, fans, whatever we're calling ourselves this evening. I'm Brian Brawdy here with Matt Connarton from IPM. Wait till you see this. I love this new logo. I really do. As a matter of fact, I was thinking of being able to get that and put it up on the big screen behind me when we do this as well, because it's just such a great logo. But we are with Matt Connarton from Matt Connarton Unleashed. Matt, how the heck are you?
I'm doing well.
Very good.
Surviving the snow apocalypse.
I was going to say, did it get to be as bad as they said it was going to?
Not even close. Not even close.
You know, I felt bad because, as you know, I have little ones, and they were like, "Oh, Dad, do we get to go outside and play in the snow and play in the snow and play in the snow?" And I'm like, "Yeah, we're going to jump up. We're going to go out there. We're going to do all this cool stuff." And then I took their snow shovels away and gave them squeegees. It was all,
yeah.
You know what I mean? It was all rain. So not a whole lot you can do with that when you have little kids.
Right, that's true.
Well, something else I wanted to share with you this evening is that, and I know you know this because we had a chance to talk about it for just a second, but we're coming up on the 400th episode here in just a little while, about an hour away. The 400th episode of All Natural Being here on ipmNation.com. And you know how when you're getting ready to launch something new, you're getting into your next round of 400, or you're getting, just like a spring cleaning. Right, Matt?
Yes.
Have you ever done that? Have you ever just gone, oh, it's time to clean things? It's time to, I say it all the time, red things up, and the people around me laugh. They go, red up? And I go, well, I'm from West Virginia. It means readying, right? Like you're expecting company, you're expecting a guest, and you say, oh, that's okay. We're just readying, right? Red up. Go ahead, red up. You got your toys all over the floor, red up. And people just look and go.
I was going to say, I've never heard that before. Is that the Virginia thing?
West Virginia, I think.
Oh.
Virginia,
that's
West
very
Virginia.
Specific.
Tomato, you know what I mean? Unless you're a fan of The Blacklist, and who isn't, with James Spader, you could say Red is the character's main name. Maybe you say Red Up in that regard. But, yeah, so we're busy redding up. So what I was excited to tell you before we get into it this evening, Matt, is that we're going to debut. We're not even going to wait an hour, right? Because you and I are doing this now. We're debuting a new set right now, here in about 30 seconds. And I would love for your cold water critique, right? I would love it for you just to go, Bri, here's what I like, here's what I don't like. But we've tried to redo it, to answer some people. And some people say, oh, the set's a little busy. Oh, it doesn't focus enough on you, which is like, have you seen me? I have a face for radio. It's not supposed to be worrying about the set. But if you know, we broadcast live to Facebook and to YouTube and to IPM Nation in terms of the audio and the video. So here it is, Matt. You see, if I knew better, you'd say, oh, Bri, have you learned how to play a drum roll yet? And I go, well, I just might. So let's do this. I still don't know how to end the drum roll. There it is. So Matt,
I'm waiting for it to. There's a slight delay.
A slight delay. Okay.
So I'm waiting for it on my end.
All right. Well, the delay is probably me. All right. So, hopefully it's not delayed anymore.
Oh, there we go.
There we go. So here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Some people were saying it was too busy, and for you and me, Matt, I saved the gong, right?
Yeah.
So the gong is still there. The clock is gone. We'll bring that back from the Guinness World Record attempt. That's gone and everything else. But it's the new stripped down version. Like I like to say, none of my iconography. So I lost all the fun. And basically all you see is the technical stuff of what it actually takes to pull off a show. So go ahead, let it rip. What do you think, brother?
No, I like it. It's a nice, clean look, and I thought it looked pretty cool before too. I could go with either one, but I do think it's a good idea from time to time to change things around and kind of give things a facelift. Freshens things up.
Sure.
Viewers notice that and they appreciate that kind of thing.
Okay.
So I think it's cool. I mean, it's just like I do with the website. Sometimes I'll update the layout, give it a fresh coat of paint. I think it's cool. So I like it.
Well, let me thank you, Matt. Let me thank you. Jenny also, when she says, wow. Lee just says, crash. I'm here. Lee, nice to have you, especially as a host of a show here on ipmNation.com/sneakspeak. And we were just debuting on Matt's show, Sneak Speak. We were just debuting the new all-natural being set, and I think I'm going to have to get used to it. To be honest with you, Matt, and you've been doing this for a long time as a professional radio DJ and talk show host and everything else, a professional performer. One of the things that I have to get used to is when I had all the my wife calls them tchotchke, right? For me, there's statues and things that I've gathered from traveling all over the place, and there's things that are important to me. Like I built bookshelves. Don't worry, they're not far. Like for example, my incense burner that no one liked, my incense burner from China, right? My last trip to China, Wudong Mountain, I've got the incense burner. So what I did was I spent the day building some bookcases, which in and of itself is unbelievable. Me with power tools, right? But in any event, I figured out a couple different ways of gluing them together. So I built myself bookcases. And so I've got all my tchotchke stuff right here behind me. In case I get homesick, in case I miss it, in case someone says, "Oh, well, what do you think about this or about that?" But so that will be the new set. Oh, since Lee is here, I need to. So will Rick Astley. Oh my God! All right, Matt. So I know you and Lee have kibitzed, right? I'm allowed to say kibitzed, right? Or is that cultural appropriation? So. Okay, cool. You and Lee have kibitzed. He's going to pull this off. He's going to get Rick Astley. You'll see. He really will.
I believe it. I believe it.
He's a madman. He's a madman, and he will absolutely pull it off. All right, Matt, I didn't want to hijack the show tonight. I just want to give you an idea. You're the first person, you and Jenny, and IPM Nation Sneak Speak, and Lee are the first people to get a peek of what the new set's going to be like. All right, Matt, enough about me. Let's talk about what's coming up this week. Or really, Matt, let's talk about anything you want to talk about. There's a wolf, what do they call it? A red wolf blood moon tonight, which, to be honest with you, no, you can say it, blah, ha, ha. Thank you, Jenny. To be honest with you, it's supposed to be 12 below zero here. I'll wait and see the replay on TV tomorrow morning. I'm not getting up at midnight when it's supposed to be that far below zero, although I probably will. You know me.
Yeah, it's supposed to be cold here, too. It's supposed to be not quite, well, I think with the wind chill factor, it might be 12 below here. But I didn't even know about the eclipse and the blood moon and all that until Jenny mentioned it to me a little while ago. I hadn't heard a thing about it.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a big deal. And East Coast is supposed to be really digging it. You know what I mean? So if you're up and here's the thing, I live south of you, as you know, in the beautiful suburb of Columbus, Ohio, right? Oh, move south, you'll get away. What's it going to be like? That's straight temperature, Matt. Minus 10 is the straight temperature. So I had to move south. Right? I had to move south so that it would be colder than you are where you live.
Yeah.
Unbelievable to me.
I think people in other parts of the country have this idea that that New Hampshire is further north than it actually is. Like, people think we're like northern Maine, and we're not. You know what I mean?
Right. And Maine's a big state. I mean, if you're northern Maine, if you're north of, what is it, like Bangor? Bangor? Is that
that's up there.
That is up there, right? I mean, that, for all intents and purposes, that's Canada.
Yeah.
Right? It's farther north than Toronto.
Because I noticed when I was a kid, I would spend the summers after my parents split up. I would spend the summers in Chicago with my mother. And, I would talk to people and they would say, "Oh, you're from New Hampshire. It's really cold there." And it's like, no, it's no colder there than it is here in the winter. Chicago gets pretty cold. But yeah, people just have this idea that we're, like we're in the Arctic Circle or something.
Well, I'll tell you, I think Chicago gets that because of its whole, the windy city, which I'm told really has to do with politicians, right? Talking it's just windy, very, verbose. So they say windy city, so that's why. But I've been in Chicago, normally the first week in January where it's easy to be 10 below zero.
Yeah.
It's just nothing. And I have to be honest with you, although I joke about it, I really like extremes in temperature. Like, I walked across Death Valley at 130 some odd degrees. I've been at Yellowstone at 40 plus below zero, snowshoeing.
Yeah.
So I really like the extremes of temperature. But if I'm just going to duck out for a minute or two to see something that I'll see tape of in the morning, I don't know. And plus, I have to set the alarm. Like they say, the best time to see it is like midnight.
Oh, okay.
It's a holiday tomorrow, so right? Like me, like most other people, will get to sleep in. But I'm thinking, I don't know. All right, what else you got going on?
What time do you usually go to bed? Because midnight's not that late.
Well, no, midnight's not that late for me, but I'm up every morning at 4:30, 5 o'clock, right? So I tend to be more of an early riser. So, if the blacklist is on, I stay up for that. That puts me up around in the 10 o'clock. If the Vikings, something that I like to watch, then I'm up till 10, but I'm very seldom up past 10:30, which, it's only a 90-minute wait. I guess I could pull it off. So we'll wait and see. How about you? Are you going to stay up and take a peek out? What's it like? It's totally clear here, which is why it's getting to be 10 below. But what's it like by you? Cloudy, overcast, or will you be able to actually even see it?
No, I think I'll be able to see it, and I'll definitely be up. I'm nocturnal. I'm like a vampire.
Good. Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
So what can we talk about this week? There's a list of things that we shouldn't talk about. I've got that, but what's going on at IPmNation? I tell you, I've enjoyed Dumb and Busted. I've seen the young ladies are putting up some cool pictures here and there, Instagram, Facebook, and the like. And I've enjoyed listening to their show as well. It's something else. What else we got going on at IPmNation this week?
Well, let's see. So, my show is actually off tomorrow because the station that I do it at is closed.
Okay, very cool.
WMNH. So we have a for those of you who are fans of my show, you'll have to savor the 4 days because there's no Monday this week with the holiday.
Right.
We've got a lot of cool stuff in the works. I'm trying to think if there's anything I can
talk about.
Definitely talk. Oh, you know what? Actually, Red Pill Politics, which coincidentally is on right now on another channel on IPmNation, they have entered our top 10 list of shows.
Great.
So they're doing very well.
Okay, cool. That's what I'll do is I'll just head over to our website real quick, and then we'll make sure we give everybody, we'll do from the 10 up, and we'll go 52 days. Thank you for that, Matt, by the way. 52 days until the Guinness World Record attempt. Well, I know we want to talk about Rick Astley, too. As I said to you, we will absolutely, Lee will pull this off. But before we get Lee.
I believe it, yeah.
He will. Before we get Lee to comment, Slicko's World comes in at number 10. Red Pill Politics is number 9. Dumb and Busted is number 8. So it's moved up since last week. Robin Slim is number 7. Hustle Report is number 6. Followed by Politipod is number 5. Local Outbreak is number 4. Morning Show with Peter White. Smart guy to get his name right in the title. Just like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is number 3. Matt Connarton. Unleashed is number 2, and All Natural Being is honored to be at the top spot. So that's what's going on. Should we now talk to me about this? Boston producer Explicit One returns. What's that all about?
Yeah, so he's not someone I know personally, but someone, his promoter, sent me some of his music. Apparently, he's a pretty big deal in Boston.
Cool.
And I've never met him, but I listened to some of his stuff, and we added this track in rotation on ipmNation.com. And the music scene, it's kind of the same media market, Southern New Hampshire and Boston. But here in actually one of the shows that I do that we run on IPM Nation, which is usually in our top 10 local outbreak, focuses on mostly New Hampshire music, but we do some. I'll throw in some Boston artists as well because it's such an incredible scene there, and so we'll probably have Explicit One on that show.
Oh, that's cool.
But and I always like to encourage because I think. I mean, as much as I like to think we're special here, I'm sure that everywhere throughout the country and in every state, there's tons of phenomenal unsigned and independent artists
Sure.
who you're not hearing on commercial radio, but who are worth checking out. And,
Sure.
Just going online and poking around a little bit, you'll find some great stuff. And especially with hip-hop, Explicit One is a hip-hop producer. And I've noticed that I'm a big fan of sort of what they call underground hip-hop, or rap, for those who don't know what hip-hop is, that hasn't been through that major label meat grinder,
Sure.
that homogenization that occurs, and there's some really interesting sort of raw stuff that's out there.
Very cool.
So I encourage people to check out Explicit One and check out your local music scene wherever you are. You might be surprised at what you find. And I'm sure there in Columbus, I'm sure there's a lot of great music.
Yeah, I don't get out much, but a really good friend of mine who came in and is a professional sound guy, right? Soundboard operators and everything else. He's got a club.
Is that Bob?
Pardon me?
Is that, what's his name, Bob? Are we talking about, or am I thinking of the right guy?
No, different guy, but Bob was in Chicago when we first started. Wow, 400 episodes ago. Remember when we were sitting there side by side in that storefront window? But I don't want to forget, because we were talking about local music, to go over our top 10 cities. Manchester, New Hampshire is number 1. New York, the Big Apple, number 2. Boston is number 3. Saginaw, Michigan is number 4. Orlando, Florida. Hello, Orlando. Number 5. Columbus, Ohio is number 6. Oakland, California is number 7. Haverhill, Massachusetts is number 8. Indianapolis, Indiana is number 9. And Washington, D.C. rounds out the top 10. That's good to know.
So I'm laughing, Brian, only because, and it's not your fault because you're not from the area. It's actually pronounced Haverhill.
Haverhill. Oh, sorry, people listening in Haverhill.
But it looks like,
what did I say?
But it looks like Haverhill. Yeah.
Haverhill. All right. Sorry about that, folks. Big fan of the hamlet of, how is it pronounced?
Haverhill.
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 Haverhill. All right. Big fan of everyone there. All right. As I
don't pronounce the H.
Oh, Haverhill.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like if Advil had an H, you'd say Hadville. You'd go, no, just drop the H. You'd say Advil. Averill.
Right.
Oh, all right. I got that.
Yeah.
All right. So if Lee is still with us, Lee, you're welcome. If you're near a phone, you can give us a call. It's still toll free. I used to have a number here. You know what? That's why I don't have the number, because we redid the set, you dope. 833-MIND-UPS, 833-MIND-UPS. Lee, if you're there and you want to give us a holler, let us know how it's going. But I'm telling you, as I said earlier, Matt, Lee will get this Rick Astley for the 81 to win. He's driven, and he knows his stuff.
He's never going to give him up.
Never. I don't know if I told you the story, but we were somewhere going in the car the other day. There was a bunch of people texting in to Lee, or maybe even tweeting in. I don't know. But all the one-liners. Never going to give you up. Never going to let you down or desert you or something. I don't know. I'm eating piss. Lee says,
I can understand.
Yeah. Lee says he's eating piss off.
I can relate to that.
Yeah, well, you're eating now too. I'm drinking, if that helps.
I'm not eating now, but when I'm eating, nobody gets near me.
Yeah, that's the attitude. Right.
That's right.
And one look at Lee, you can tell he's a big eater.
Yes. That guy.
Yeah.
Please get on a treadmill or something.
I know, would you?
Goodness.
You see all these people. It's fascinating me when you're watching political debate or anything else, and you have all these actors and actresses going, they're going to take to the streets, right? They're going to take to the streets, and I look at some of their pictures and I go, would you ever think about maybe taking to a treadmill? Maybe it would be a better idea to take to a treadmill first, then take to the streets. But what do I know? Not a personal trainer. Although I have one on the show tonight for the 400th episode. Derek Noel from Derek Noel Fitness is going to be on, so that'll be fun. Jen says
Now,
pain. I'm sorry, go ahead, buddy.
Is Derek related to anyone, or is his last name a coincidence?
Yeah, what would the chances be of 17 different Noels? No, he is Wayne's very talented son. Right, so he knows his stuff too, and we're looking forward to having him on at the top of the hour. Now, Jenny says, "Pain Train Pipe Bomb every Sunday at 12 p.m. Eastern on IPM Nation 1." Wow, Jenny, that's great. So what we'll do is I'll ask Matt stuff, but if there's things we forget, Jenny, just throw it up here in the feed. It was like having Lee in the studio the other night. Right? He would just write up different things on the chalkboard and hold it up to me. So I said, how great would it be if that's how we took in all of our tweets?
Oh.
Yeah, every time there's a tweet, Lee just leaves our live tweeter board, right? He just hangs.
And it's only 240 characters, so it's not a lot to write.
Not a lot to write. He's got great penmanship. No, not at all. So it would be easy for him. He's not listening, right? He's busy eating. He's listening he's listening to the sound of him chewing food. Of himself chewing food. But let me ask you a question, because we've been going back and forth with this, Matt. Should we stay here at Facebook? Should we broadcast live over to YouTube? And I think we're getting ready to make a decision, where our main, at least as far as fly on the wall video goes, how we're going to be able to do our main. Now, isn't that interesting? I just looked down now, Matt, and for whatever it's worth, it looks like connection lost. Connecting, it looks like, boy, somebody doesn't like the weather between here and there, because it says connecting to radio jar. Server answered with a 406, whatever that means, but it's disconnected us. So let's try it again, brother. It says connecting. All right, so now, at least we'll get this last little part of the show. What are you going to do? So I don't know what happened there. I guess we'll blame it on the temperature. Is
it connected now?
It is connected now, yes, sir.
Okay, yeah, probably
something. Yeah,
whatever a
460 is.
Yeah, that's weird. I don't know.
Answered with a 406 is what it says. Connection lost. Reconnecting. Connecting to radio jar. Server answered with a 406. Well, we know 406s aren't all that fun anymore because I don't see it popping up anywhere else. But so, Matt, we were getting you to comment. Do you think Facebook, or should we pop smoke and head on over to YouTube for a month?
Well, I'm wondering, is it possible to do both?
Yes, sir.
Simultaneously with the wiretap?
That's a great question, and as you know, probably know, Matt, we do simulcast to both, right? As we talk about in the open, we go to Facebook and YouTube. But I guess what we would say, Lee comes in and goes, writing tweets, something an orangutan could do. How fitting. All right. So before I tell you, yes, we broadcast to both, we would just monitor the YouTube feed, because as you know, we monitor the Facebook feed, just we can't monitor them both at the same time, but they're broadcast to the same. So think about that for a second. Now, this whole thing, let me just clear the air. If you and I will clear the air, I'll never be able to clear it with Lee. The other day when he was over here in the studio, do you remember the movie Any Which Way But Loose? Was that the name?
Yeah.
Clint Eastwood was fighting the orangutan. His best friend was the orangutan. He was a great boxer and this and that. Well, the other night when Lee was here, he was swinging back and forth in his part of the set, right on his part of the set. He was going back and forth. And I go, "What are you doing over there? You look like an orangutan." And what I was thinking in my mind was, any which way but loose, any which way you can. You know, the Clint Eastwood and the orangutan.
Yeah.
So now Lee tweets, I'm writing tweets. Something only an orangutan could do. How fitting. So he won't let me forget it. He says, so now you're making fun of me, call me an orangutan. It was more his action of swinging back and forth that I was paying attention to. So that's...
Yes.
That's
you
what
meant no offense.
Yeah. No, not at all. Not at all. It was his gymnastics, him swinging back and forth is what I was thinking about. So you can't win.
Yeah.
All right, so we're getting ready to wrap it up here, and I'm sorry, I don't know why the feed would have dropped. The feed for Facebook continued to go.
What is it doing now, Brian?
It's broadcasting fine now. It's giving me a stream time and everything. Yeah, it's going. But whatever a 406 is, said that's what caused it to, if in researching any of that. But yeah, it's giving us a stream time now. So what we might have to do, Matt, is have you peel the audio from the Facebook post. We're going over to Sneak Speak, so if we could repost that.
Yeah, that's fine.
And we get 3 little cups of monkey face, or 3 little monkey faces from Jenny. Jenny, thank you very much. Notice Lee isn't picking a fight with Jenny. The only one that he makes fun of is me.
I did notice that.
Yeah, see, he's not saying anything to Jenny, not asking Jenny, hey, are you calling me an orangutan? Not saying that, but it's coming after me. And I think it could be because I came up with the hashtag weirdly. WEIRDLEE. Weirdly.
Right.
And I said, I think you should have that on business cards. When you go out to places and people walk up, so what do you do? What are you all about? You can just go hand them that card. No other interaction, nothing else. Just hand them the card and go, that's me, right? So people are going to go, that's hysterical. Then they go ahead and they check out the hashtag weirdly, and then they end up meeting Lee Rowley from Sales Copy Academy. So
I'm sure that would work great.
Don't you? I think it would, but I don't know. I don't see him attacking Jenny here in the feed. All right, brother. So how can we catch up with you this week in our closing 3 minutes? What you got going on?
Oh, well, my show will be back live on Tuesday, of course. I'm on weekdays 4 to 6 at ipmnation.com/live1.
Very cool.
And please give the Matt Connarton Unleashed Facebook page a like. Anyone out there who hasn't done so already, and that's a great way to reach out to me. And I do take live calls during the show and so on and so forth.
Right.
So,
and if people are lucky, Cellophane John could be sitting around. And Cellophane Jane.
He often makes an appearance, yes.
Yes, he does. Looking for lunch money, I take it. Okay. It's probably the truth. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get out of here. Matt, as always, thank you for everything you do to keep IPM Nation, and Jenny as well, to keep IPM Nation up and going. I'm Brian Brawdy, and I'm going to take a lead from Matt going, hey, if you're watching the show, you haven't checked out All Natural Being, stick around. We'll be back at the top of the hour for our 400th episode. Like Matt, we'll be taking tomorrow night off. Right? So we're going to be taking tomorrow night off. We'll be back with the 401st episode. I guess that'll be Tuesday night if I do the math. So as always, thank you for joining us at Sneak Speak. And I have to let you know, Matt will be surprised. I actually was able, under the gun, really, Matt, because I was running up against the clock. I was actually able to get the Sneak Speak outro, which I'm going to cue now, and it'll be like, wow. This will be the first time that I've got a chance to hear it. So let's stick around. Let me move this. Okay. Yeah, so we'll listen to it together before we get ready to go. Any final thoughts, brother?
No, just thank you, Brian. Thanks to everybody. Thank you, Lee. And no, that's it. Just a lot of gratitude.
A lot of gratitude all the way around. And Jenny puts up, hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. Lee says it's all in good fun. And I'll paraphrase. He says, it's all good fun unless I have a shot at Brian. Right, so there. So it's all in good fun. All right, stick around, Matt. Here's your handiwork. We're going to go. Right. We will cut out with this. Here we go. Matt, you still with me? That's so much better than just saying goodbye. Although I'm going to do it now anyways. Goodbye, everybody. Good night. See you tomorrow. Well, no, that's not true. See you Tuesday.